burglaries all bear your mark. But you claim to be innocent.
I do more than claim, I insist. What I can't understand is how this thief could imitate me so perfectly. It has to be someone who knew every detail of my technique. Maybe somebody in the police. Oh, voila! He picks perfect victims with only the right stones. Goes up walls, over the roofs, down through the skylights. Leaves no clue, and then disappears in the night.
Just like John Robbie, the cat.
You don't believe me any more than the rest.
Oh, you're as nervous as a cat.
If somebody caught this imitator, we'd all be off the hook, wouldn't we?
Surely.
Well, no one believes me, but the police are chasing the wrong man. Someone's got to start chasing the right one.
One day you'll make a mistake.
But, Danny, there's only one answer, and I should have seen it sooner. I've got to catch this imitator myself.
You couldn't do more than the police?
Oh, but I could. And I'm the only one who could. Because I can anticipate him, try to figure out his next move, and then get there ahead of him and catch him with his hand right in the jewel case. How'd you like the place?
Immensely. It's a kind of travel folder heaven where a man dreams he'll go when he retires.
Now, about that list of your clients who have jewelry worth stealing.
Why don't we enjoy our lunch first? There's plenty of time.
Mr. Houston, I don't want to seem impatient, but in 10 days I have to come up with something pretty convincing for the examining magistrate. Now, it's a very nice custom they have here in France. Provisional liberty based upon insufficient evidence. But alas, that may not last long for me.
Bertani said you were something of a celebrity in the underground army.
I was in the resistance.
Did you kill many people?
72. I know what would have pleased you, though, Houston. Not one of them was insured.
You're a man of obvious good taste in everything. Why did you...
You mean, why did I take up stealing?
Yes.
Oh, to live better, to own things I couldn't afford, to acquire this good taste which you now enjoy, and which I should be very reluctant to give up.
Well, you mean you were frankly dishonest?
I tried to be.
You know, I thought you'd have some defense, some tale of hardship. Your mother ran off when you were young, your father beat you or something.
No. I was a member of an American trapeze act in the circus that traveled in Europe. It folded and I was stranded, so I put my agility to a more rewarding purpose.
You have no other defense?
Well, for what it's worth, I only stole from people who wouldn't go hungry.
I take it you were a sort of modern Robin Hood. You gave away most of the proceeds of your crime.
Kept everything myself. Well, let's face it, I was an out-and-out thief, like you. Did you ever take an ashtray from a hotel or a towel?
Souvenirs, they expect that.
You're given an expense allowance to pay for all the meals you eat on the job, right?
Yes.
You're a thief. Well, only an amateur thief, of course, but it'll help you to sympathize with us professionals. Every time an ashtray is missing from a hotel, they don't come looking for you. But then a diamond bracelet disappeared in France and they shout, John Roby, the cat. You don't have to spend every day of your life proving your honesty, but I do. My first bait will be this, Mrs. Stevens, the American woman with the diamonds and the daughter. Do you know them?
I'm having dinner with them tomorrow. I could possibly arrange a meeting.
Where'd you say you were from?
Oregon.
Jeremiah would have liked you. A man with both feet on the ground, that's what he was. Unfortunately for him, he never realized how valuable the ground was he had his feet on. We had a ranch, you see.
Mother,
wasn't it
please,
very... Well, Mr. Burns would be very interested. We had a ranch. It wasn't a very big one. No plumbing. Little thing out back. Poor Jeremiah. He'll never know how close he came to 20 million barrels of oil.
Mother, I think we ought to go to bed.
How come you haven't made a pass at my daughter? And don't say, oh, mother, to me.
Very pretty. Quietly attractive.
Yeah, but too nice. Sorry I ever sent her that finishing school. I think they finished her there.
Come on, Mother.
And so to bed. All right, and cuddle up to my jewelry.
You performed a very beautiful Burglary last night.
Strictly routine.
You're marvelous. Last night you stole a small fortune, and today you lie on the beach with an American beauty.
That's why one needs a small fortune.
Is this your next victim?
Well, let's just say she's a useful friend.
But what has she got more than me? except money. And you are getting plenty of that.
Danielle, you are just a girl. She is a woman.
Why do you want to buy an old car if you can get a new one cheaper? It will run better and last longer.
I thought I'd come out and see what the big attraction was.
Good.
And possibly even write an introduction.
Oh, you didn't tell me your name.
Danielle Foussard.
Miss Foussard, Miss Stephen.
How do you do, Miss Foussard? Mr. Burns has told me so little about you.
Well, we only met a couple of minutes ago.
That's right, only a few minutes ago.
Only a few minutes ago. And you talked like old friends. Ah, well, that's warm, friendly France for you.
Well, I was asking you about renting some water skis. Would you like me to teach you how to water ski?
Thank you, but I was women's champion at Sarasota, Florida last season.
It was just an idea.
Are you sure you were talking about water skis? From where I sat, it looked as though you were conjugating some irregular verbs.
Say something nice to her, Danielle.
She looks a lot older up close.
To a mere child, anything over 20 might seem old.
A child? Shall we stand in shallower water and discuss that?
Enjoying yourself, Mr. Burns?
Oh, it's very nice out here. You know, the sun is all right.
Well, it's too much for me. I'll see you at your hotel.
But, Mr. Burns, you didn't finish telling me why French women are more seductive than American women.
Waiting all day for you to mention that kiss I gave you last night.
You know, back home in Oregon, we call you a headstrong girl.
Where in Oregon? The Rogue River?
Where were you born?
In a taxi. Halfway between home and the hospital. I've lived in 27 different towns and cities.
Why, is somebody chasing you?
Boys.
Well, you can stop running now.
When I was 10, my father died, and they discovered oil on our land, and that's when I really started to travel.
You mean the boys' fathers were chasing you?
Yes. But I had the funny feeling that all they wanted was to get their hands on my money.
Oh, I'm impressed. Well, on second thought, back home in Oregon, we'd have called you a rich, headstrong girl. That would have made it all right.
Money handles most people.
Do you honestly believe that?
I've proved it.
You're a singular girl.
Is that good or bad?
Oh, it's good. It's quite good. You know what you want. You go out after it, and nothing stops you from getting it.
You make it sound corny.
Well, now, you're a jackpot of admirable character traits.
I already knew that.
Yes, I will say you do things with dispatch, no wasted preliminaries. Not only did I enjoy that kiss last night, I was awed by the efficiency behind it.
But I'm a great believer in getting down to essentials.
Inviting me for breakfast, planning a swim, and now this drive. Miss Stevens, I must say you are a girl in a million.
That's a routine compliment. I'll accept it.
May I ask you a personal question?
I've been hoping you would.
What do you expect to get out of being so nice to me?
Probably a lot more than you're willing to offer. You're just not convincing, John. You're like an American character in an English movie. You just don't talk the way an American tourist ought to talk.
Don't you know that all the guidebooks say don't behave like a tourist?
It's just that you never mention business or baseball or television or wage freezes or Senate probes.
All the things I left America to forget.
You're just not American enough to carry it off.
You're a very nice girl, but you got too much imagination. You go around talking like that about me, and I'll wind up in a French jail for something I didn't do.
The cat has a new kitten. When do we start?
Don't talk like that.
You're leaving fingerprints on my arm.
I'm not John Roby the cat.
You have a very strong grip. The kind a burglar needs. We'll have cocktails at 8 and dinner at 8:30, all in my suite. We'll talk about it there. If you really want to see fireworks, it's better with the lights on. I have a feeling that tonight you're going to see one of the Riviera's most fascinating sights. I was talking about the fireworks.
I never doubted it.
Where you looked at my necklace, I didn't know. I've been dying to say something about it all evening. Go ahead.
Why, about me staring at it?
No, you've been trying to avoid it.
May I have a brandy?
Please.
Would you care for one?
No, thank you. Some nights a person doesn't need to drink. Doesn't it make you nervous to be in the same room with thousands of dollars worth of diamonds and unable to touch them?
No.
I like an alcoholic outside of a bar on election day.
Wouldn't know the feeling.
All right. You've studied the layout, drawn your plans, worked out your timetable, put on your dark clothes with your crepe sole shoes and your rope. Maybe your face blackened. And you're over the roofs in the darkness, down the side wall to the right apartment, and the windows locked. All that elation turned into frustration. What would you do?
I'd go home, get a good night's sleep.
Oh, what would you do? The thrill is right there in front of you, but you can't quite get it. And the gems glistening on the other side of the window. And someone asleep, breathing heavily.
I'd go home, get a good night's sleep.
Wouldn't you use a glass cutter, a brick, your fist, anything to get what you wanted? Knowing it was just there waiting for you. Drinking dulls your senses.
And if I'm lucky, some of my hearing.
Blue-white, with just hair-like touches of platinum.
You know, I have about the same interest in jewelry that I have in politics, horse racing, modern poetry, or women who need weird excitement. None.
Hold this necklace in your hand and tell me you're not John Roby the cat. Give up, John. Admit who you are. Even in this light, I can tell where your eyes are looking. Look, John. Hold them. Diamonds. The only thing in the world you can't resist. Then tell me you don't know what I'm talking about. Never had a better offer in your whole life. One with everything.
Well, as well as I do, this necklace is imitation.
Well, I'm not.